Hi people, it's Anna Moss from Brand Stories. A little bit of branding. I've changed it up, I've switched it up if you watched the first episode. So it's a bit, spot the difference in all the episodes. I'll be doing different arrangements of my business card. I do have a banner of course, but it's the hottest day of the year. And frankly, I don't want to do tussle with a 7 foot, 6 foot banner, whatever it is today. It's just too hot. And I like the subtle approach, it's quite cool. So branding, we talked about brands in the first episode and what brands meant to you and which brands you surrounded yourself with, whether it was a subconscious thing or a conscious thing. Just starting to be aware of what branding means to you, what branding impacts on in our daily lives, whether we notice or not. I find it fascinating. I'm a complete branding geek and I'm proud to admit it. Wanted to talk to you about my brand. So just to show you Brand Stories. So this is the brand that I developed for myself. I'd be really interested in the comments below, if you wouldn't mind. What do you see in this brand? What kind of things does it mean to you? When you look at it, what's your instant reaction? What do you see? Do you see anything visually? Do you see anything in the writing? Do you see anything in the imagery, in the colours? I went for a really thick business card because it was a shiny new thing and I thought I'll invest lots of money in business cards. So it's got a little pink, little pink bit in the middle, which is hilarious, but people do comment on it. But it is nice and thick. I mean, you could use it as an ice scraper on your car in the winter. You could use it to smooth filler into walls if you're doing a bit of DIY. You could use it to, I don't know, what else could you use a really good quality business card for? But it's very subtle, but I wanted to use the most expensive one. And I give this to people that I have one-to-ones with, that I have meetings with. I've also got a level 2 one, which interestingly has printed, can you see the colour difference? It's more purple and less pink because obviously the pink insert here has affected the print colour. So this is much more lilac-y purple, and that's the back if you wanted to have a look. So very, very simple, minimal wording, but it's a lot thinner and therefore cheaper. So when I go to shows and exhibitions, these are the ones I give out. And I also give people a choice because I think it's quite fun and young and funky to have a little mini one. Because I always like small things like small baby animals, and I've always backed the underdog and small baby birds, and it just does something to my heart. So I thought I'd have a mini business card because I thought they were kind of cute. So anyway, I've invested a load of money in 3 different kinds of business cards. I was a bit excited, you can tell. But it was a bit silly, to be fair, because in line with what I do in my business, which is help people develop a brand that's progressive, but a brand that is well thought out enough in the beginning to be 70 or 80% of where you want it to be. So this Brand Stories, this font, which is bespoke, and it's designed especially for me, as is the entire logo and the wording and the imagery. It's not going to change from that. So the theory behind it, and that's why I wanted you to comment if you wouldn't mind and say what you see and what it means to you, because it's really fascinating if people can come back to me and reiterate some of the bits of my brief for things that I wanted to achieve with my branding. And it kind of gets you thinking in a different way, which I find really interesting. But I've wasted a ton of money. In fact, not wasted, I've spent a ton of money on business cards. And you know what? 9 months down the line, I'm actually doing my first rebrand, and it's a mini rebrand because you'll still recognise Brand Stories. I'll still keep the kind of the blueprint of what I've done, but I'm going to alter the colour. I'm going to alter the imagery here. I'm going to alter the strap line. And it's all because of feedback that people have given me on my brand, and feedback, good and bad, as to what I've done. And I've listened to my customer, I've listened to the people that I want to reach. Do they understand me? And there have been things that I've got wrong. You know, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. and it means I'll never have to do a major rebrand of Brand Stories. You know, the basis is there. I love it enough to know that it will last. But I might change the colours, I might change the wording, a strapline underneath. You know, I might make subtle changes, but the essence of it will still be there. So I don't know if that gives you a teeny weeny smidge of an insight. It's actually 5 minutes 21 seconds, and I promised you that these episodes would not be over 4 minutes long. So I'm sorry for that, but I got myself onto branding, and I can just talk forever about branding. I am a proper geek. If ever you want to talk to me about branding, I'm more than happy. Chuck in a glass of alcohol and God, we can talk branding all night. But anyway, I don't know if any of that's been useful. If it has, chuck me a couple of comments below. Give me a little like, or I don't know where this Brand Stories TV is going, but I'd really like it to become a thing. I'm enjoying playing with video. I've got a very unprofessional ring light set up here, which is clipped to my phone. Obviously, when I'm a big rich somebody someday, I'll have a proper studio and I won't be sat on my couch with my business card propped up with a white box. And anyway, you get the gist. I just like Brand Stories. I just like to see where it goes. And if you want to come with me, it would just be great. I'm aiming for probably maybe an episode a week, and it will be like this, and it won't be as long as this because I've rambled on and it's almost 6.5 minutes now. But I really appreciate your time. I love the fact that you watched me. I know it's a big investment. Anything you want to talk to me about branding, criticisms, I'm delighted with criticisms. I love it. That's where I learn. Give me a shout. Comments below. Bye-bye.